Hello everyone, welcome to this news on Equinox Television. I am Babli Jonathan. Amid rising insecurity in major towns of the Republic of Cameroon, commercial bike riders in the south region of the country demand for justice. They are pressing for the law to be applied for those found guilty of masterminding insecurity from the background, and those found guilty of attacking persons and making away with their properties to be punished according to the law. Also in this newscast, we will tell you the fascinating story of a 122-year-old woman in the southwest region of the Republic of Cameroon on the occasion of the 2022 International Women's Day. And according to global COVID-19 death toll figures released by the Johns Hopkins University, the figures now stand at more than 6 million persons who have died of coronavirus. Stay with us. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us at this news hour. We're beginning in the south region of the Republic of Cameroon, where commercial motorbike riders are now adding their voices to those of right defenders in the Republic to press for justice and for the law to be applied as far as the punishment of those found guilty of masterminding insecurity in major towns and across the Republic. This in a context where insecurity has been on the rise. People are attacked in the day and in the night as well. Their properties taken away from them. Sometimes they are killed or maimed by the alleged bandits. It is with Smanjik and Gabriel.
It was an enthusiastic crowd made up of mostly commercial bike riders who assembled to jubilate after the arrest of an alleged bike thieves in the city of Iboloa. Several bike riders have been victims to such attacks. I took some 2 passengers from Mekalak to Etingeli. On my return, someone stopped me to carry him to another destination. He proposed 100 francs CFA. I didn't know that 2 others were hiding in the bush. Just when I wanted to turn, he knocked me with a hammer, and the 2 others from the bush took away my bike. In order to get rid of people's items, the thieves always have a well-oriented plan already worked out. They have many ways of stealing. Some will propose a huge amount of money that they have already planned their men in some way. When you arrive at the destination and you try to resist, they will either hit you with a hammer or use a rope to strangulate you. When it goes to the worst, they could kill you. Also, the young girls we carry are their partners. When they hire us, we are forced to go to their destination.
Il y a le phénomène des jeunes filles que nous portons. Vous savez que nous passons tout le temps sur le froid, et quand nous portons jeunes filles, peut-être à une certaine heure, nous savons directement que nous allons la conquérir.
As a result of the activities of the bike thieves, some bike riders are locked up by their owners if they manage to escape. The liberation of the alleged thieves at times also surprises the inhabitants. Those who were locked up are killers. Let the authorities put an eye on them so they can't get out again. At times, some of them will go inside and propose huge sum of money, and the next day you will see them outside.
Parce que moi je connais qu'ils sont prêts. Parce que l'année passée, moi j'ai fait qu'on a mis main sur eux, mais ils ont négocié dans les sommes de 800 000 francs. Et ils sont sortis.
Most often, the stolen motorcycles are sold in different towns with new buyers, at times caught because they bought stolen items.
And poor electric energy supply has been identified as one of the factors creating an enabling environment for insecurity, high crime wave to prosper both in the big cities and in the rural areas of the Republic of Cameroon. And one of such rural areas where there is poor electric energy supply is Baleseng in the west region of the country. Inosinazi has more.
With power outage in Baleseng village for several weeks, the inhabitants complain of insecurity knocking at their door. Some unidentified men use this opportunity to rob the filling station down there. They aggress many persons too. We are frightened a lot. I am on my way to Douala. Look at how stranded we are here in darkness. We can't be aggressed. Apart from giving birth to insecurity, the blackout has affected economic activities in this area as well as hindered children from studying at night. I sell meat, and right now I face a big problem conserving the meat in the refrigerator. Our children failed their exams because of this issue. It is very serious. Other basic social amenities absent in Baleseng include potable water and passable roads. The road stretches Baleseng to Bacham and Buda to Baleveng are in their deplorable seasonal state, dusty in the dry season. Consequently, the number of persons suffering from airborne diseases increases. In the rainy season, the road stretches answer to the Mud Command. A project to tar these road stretches was started and in a short run abandoned, leaving the population in what they qualify as a worsened situation. These roads were to facilitate mobility. We wish the project resumes and accelerates until it is realized. This direct project, when realized, will be very beneficial to our community and agricultural hub.
Les choses avancent plus rapidement.
According to Ellis and the Baleseng Development Committee, the road project in particular will help disenclave the village and will switch the transportation of farm produce from motorbikes to vehicles.
Violence, tension in a council session in Makari in the far north region of the Republic of Cameroon, and the council session had to be suspended. Some of the councillors got angry and were demonstrating the disapproval of some of the issues concerning that council session, notably accusing the mayor of being unjust and also violating rules and regulations governing the functioning of councils across the Republic. Immaculate Fogwe reports.
A heated debate among councillors of the Makari Council in the Far North region in the course of a municipal council session. The clash between members of the ruling CPDM party follows the mayor's inability to agree with all the councillors on the adoption of the administrative and management accounts. The councillors, who are divided into two camps, have not been able to come to terms with the mayor, Agbaksi Adum, for a long while. They are accusing him of violating civil laws governing councils across the Republic of Cameroon. This is an assembly, so we should be respected. We are all councillors and we work in close collaboration with the mayor. Why is he taking decisions just with a particular group of people? We all need to agree. The councillors are equally denouncing civil order unfinished projects currently being handled by the council, despite the disbursement of the sum of 100 million francs CFA by some partners. Injustice is on the rise here. This is the second time that we are experiencing such. We are maltreated by our mayor. All we want is peace. Not being able to come to terms with the opposing camp, the mayor decides to suspend the council session. a decision not appreciated by a good number of the councillors who say the mayor is going against the law. The prompt intervention of security elements on the site was able to stop the heated argument from degenerating into a fight.
Female entrepreneurs, members of the Cameroon Employers Union, GCAM, decry the poor representation of women in high positions of responsibility in the country. According to their findings, only 10% of those high positions are handled by women in all spheres of national life, and they are urging the women to stand up, to be daring, and to fight for the right to work harder, and of course urging the authorities that be to create an enabling environment for these women to thrive. Malaglory reports.
The underrepresentation of women in board of decision making, difficulties of occupying higher posts, the role of women in companies. These are challenges faced by women in the Cameroonian society today. A study made by the Commission of Female Entrepreneurs of GCAM, which shows that only 10% of women occupy strategic positions in companies. Less than 10% of women are in the sector of commerce and administrative council. Another biggest problem is that most women are not aware of this discrimination. They still believe they have the same chance with a man to get into certain position, which in the end the results are always shocking. And less than 10% of women have access to public contracts.
Moins de 10% de femmes, chefs d'entreprise, entrepreneurs ont accès à la commande publique.
Following the findings, it is noticed that this less representation of women at top position is mostly influenced by societal and educational background.
Il y a le poids de la culture, il y a le poids.
There is cultural and educational barriers. Some women even believe that certain posts and responsibilities are meant for men. During the event, a number of possible solutions were brought forward to ensure the involvement of women for the economic growth of the country. As a consultant, we have given our own contributions by recommending and proposing possible solutions. GCAM is doing everything possible for women to be able to contribute towards Cameroon's emergence, a project that was fully financed by an international organization together with GCAM to give a place for women in the economic sector of Cameroon.
On the occasion of the 2022 International Women's Day, Southwest Governor Bernard Okalia-Bilai tells women in his area of command to put their hands on deck in the quest for peace, stability in the crisis-stricken southwest and northwest regions of the Republic of Cameroon. He was speaking to the women within the context of the International Women's Day celebration in that part of the country. And I told you in the headlines that we'll bring to you the fascinating story of a 122-year-old woman honored in the southwest region of the country. The sidelines of the International Women's Day celebration, Rose Limunga-Nje is the oldest woman in the region. Derek Jato has more.
Rise and observe a minute of silence.
A region in mourning starts the celebration of the 37th edition of the International Women's Day with a minute of silence. 6 days ago, 6 Cameroonians were targeted and killed in a Kondo Titi by separatist fighters. As Southwest Governor Bernard Okalia-Bilai called on the women of the region to pray for peace.
They should not despair or give up, but persist in their endeavor and prayers for peace, because, as we all know, every human being born of a woman, be they evil or good, can either be blessed or cursed through the prayers of the woman, for their prayer are so strong.
The mobilization was huge, and the activities too of the day were entertaining. And the highlight was Mama Rose Limunga-Nje, who is 122 years old, the oldest woman living in the Southwest region, was recognized. The Southwest women called for equality and justice for women, who they say are disadvantaged. Various delegations and services showcase their presence in style. And Madam Mbembe Vanessa Monge, the first ever lady to occupy the post of the Chief of Division for Economic, Social and Cultural Affairs at the Southwest Governor's Office, also chipped in her own contributions.
I want to tell the Southwest women that let's build peace. That's the first thing. Togetherness, love, unity. Let's call on our children that they should come out wherever they are and join us and stay in our homes so that we can actually strive for a better Cameroon for tomorrow.
The Southwest Regional Assembly women appeared and participated for their first time at the Women's Day celebration, showcasing its might and motto, peace, unity for development. And as part of their activities of the day, the Regional Assembly women paid visit to sick women admitted at the Buea Regional Hospital. The 2022 Women's Day celebration in Buea came to a close with these women who are farmers and specializes in cocoyams production. To them, cocoyams is the secret behind the bravery of their husbands and children.
The Rijato reporting there from the southwest region of the country. News out of the Republic of Cameroon. Global COVID-19 death toll. The global COVID-19 death toll reviewed by the Johns Hopkins University indicates that more than 6 million people have died of the coronavirus across the world as the pandemic enters the third year. Katsiro.
More than 6 million people worldwide have died from COVID-19 related causes. That's according to data from Johns Hopkins University. The figures show that the latest 1 million deaths have occurred in the past 4 months, indicating that many countries are still struggling with the virus despite the easing of restrictions. To some experts, though, the 6 million figure is just the tip of the iceberg.
Set aside the number of confirmed COVID-19 deaths, 6 million, as you said. The actual excess mortality is something like 21 billion, okay? And as you already mentioned yourself, that takes into account, okay, undiagnosed deaths that happen at home, undercounting, underreporting because lack of testing, and that's all happening in the developing countries.
But death rates also remain high in many Eastern European countries where there has been an influx of Ukrainian refugees. And in Africa, only 12.7% of the adult population has been fully immunized. But many want to move past the pandemic.
You see people walking around with no masks, Maybe now the government are going to maybe somehow phase out, and say, look here, now you can walk around without masks. And maybe those who are vaccinated feel like, why do I have to have all the social distancing rules and mask cover-ups and things like that? So we want to live our lives. We want to get back our lives,
In Asia, Hong Kong is struggling with a recent surge in the virus, which is particularly affecting nursing homes. And on Monday, China reported its highest number of COVID-19 cases in 2 years.
And that's it for the first part of this newscast. Talking Point is up next. Thank you for staying with us in Talking Point today. Women across the world continue to suffer from gender inequality, including child and forced marriage, gender-based violence, sexist policies, as well as barriers to participation in education and employment. Achieving gender equity globally is crucial to meeting development goals, reducing human suffering, and solving our biggest environmental problems across the globe today. Our guest, Ngweu Dorian, is a mechatronics engineer, agripreneur, chief executive officer of Development Africa, and writer. Ngweu Dorian, you're welcome. Now, first question to you. What's your analysis What do you think about the too many problems that women are facing around the world today?
Okay, that's a very interesting question. I think that as women, we are facing some challenges. We must talk about that. As a woman, the challenge, we have inherited challenges like we need to give birth, which is a good thing, but also it's a challenge. The 9-month process that you need to take in, like if you're a woman and you need to maybe go to school, you will not have the same opportunities like the guys, because the work that you have to do at home is not the same like that of the guys. And also, if you are a woman that has children already, you need to go to work, you need to do household, you need to cater for the children, and now on you need to work. So I think there's a lot of challenges that the women are facing, and I think these are the challenges that are inherited by the women. Just by the fact they are women. There are challenges, but also I think they can be worked upon with a lot of practice, with a lot of organization. So,
what's your take on how government, other stakeholders, and individual women are going about the quest for solutions to these problems?
Okay, I see that. I think that the government is really doing something good. We have the Ministry of Women Empowerment, which is really very great. Though I believe that there are still a lot of things that need to be done, because we have a lot of women that have projects. We have a lot of women that want to do something. But just the fact that they are women, they have a lot of challenges. As a woman, I can't pretend that I will do the challenging work that the guy is doing. Maybe as an engineer, when you come as a woman, they say the fact that you are a woman, we don't think that you have the capabilities to do the work that a guy is supposed to do. We don't want you to be complaining that you have to go and cater for the children. We don't want you to complain that you have your husband to take care of. So this is some of the challenges that people see around the fact that we are women. But I think, as I said, the ministry, it's the Ministry of Women Empowerment, but they need to do a lot about that, sensitizing women, sensitizing the population, and also reinforcing the rights of women, to know that if I'm a woman and I come to apply for a job, I should not, my candidature should not be looked differently because I'm a woman. I mean, just even with the mindset of an employer looking at my CV, he'll say, because we know that our names tell our sex nowadays. So at times, the fact that we are women, the way our CV is being taken upon, at times make in such a way that we can have some differences or some disadvantages. So that's what I think. A lot of sensitization and a lot of opportunities for women. It's being done, but we're advocating for such advantages, such opportunities to be done a lot more. We know the guys who say we are doing discrimination. No, we know that the women have some discomfort, have some, as I said in the first point, some inherited disadvantages, which might not be looked properly like a disadvantage, but there are some kind of barriers to their development.
Women today do not have hope anymore. Many simply think that they can't succeed, especially in a very difficult context like ours in Cameroon today. And some have gone to the extremes of thinking that they cannot succeed except through the back door, except by, in quote, selling themselves or selling their body. What do you think about this kind of mindset?
Honestly, what I must say about this is that you have no excuse. Though you are a woman, though you have some inherited disadvantage, it's not an excuse. I mean, it's a big no to such practices. As a woman, you need to fight. Because even the guys, it's not as if because that the guys' life is easy for them. No, you need to fight. You need to snatch, as I used to say, you need to snatch what you think belongs to you. You need to work hard for it. And I think as a woman, you need to work harder. If a guy is taking 5 hours to do something, you as a woman, you need to take 7 hours. I mean it. You need to reduce your sleep. Thank God we have these capabilities of doing so many things. We have the capability of sleeping less than the guys. So we need to use the advantage that we have as in intrinsic properties as women to catch up the gap. So it's no excuse. Hard work pays, and hard work is a solution. I think that's what I can say for this. No excuse. As a woman, you have no excuse. Nothing of saying because I'm a woman, I will look at the back doors. I'll look at maybe my employer and say, okay, I have what you want, thinking that all the guys are the same. No, men, there are some men that they, as women, they just want you to do the work and you do it well. If you know what you have to do and you know how to do it well, I think if you fight, when I mean fight is you put in the work, you put in the sleepless nights, you will make it with a lot of patience and perseverance.
Especially young women, they underlook, they underestimate, they undergrade themselves and allow others to look down or talk down on them. What do you have to say to those in this kind of situation?
Unfortunately, we see this around because, as I said, the difficulties that we have as women at times give us excuse to think that we are not better than the guys, we can't do something. No, I think that as it's been said in the Bible, the parable of talents, you need to first of all observe, identify what are you good at. And when you observe and identify what you are good at, you make sure that you are the best in that. And what is sure is that everybody has a talent. Everybody has a gift. Now, you don't need to be envious about maybe your neighbor, your friend who is having 2, 3, 5 talents. If you have one, make sure that you dwell on that and be the best. I mean the best. Even if you're a cleaner, be the best cleaner ever. That's what I think. And as women, we are leaders, we are change makers, we are caretakers, we are peace givers, and we are just the perfect beings that the society needs if we know our value, if we know what we are able and capable to give to the society with the right mindset and with a lot of collaboration with the men. So that's just what I think.
You've ascended the academic ladder right up to the position or to the level of MBA, and today you're a mechatronics engineer, a male-dominated field for that matter. You're an agripreneur, and you're the Chief Executive Officer of Development Africa, and you're also a writer. How did you move through the hurdles, the challenges? What are those challenges that you braved, and how did you overcome them to get to that level?
Yeah, that's a lot of challenge, Babila. That's really a lot of challenge. It's a lot of work. I told you last time I used to sleep in school. I mean it. I used to work up to 2 a.m. and sleep in school. I mean sleep on the table in school. It was not easy. I started teaching when I was still in school. I mean, giving home classes, trying to sort myself out. It wasn't easy at all. It's a lot of determination. When you know where you're coming from, you don't have the right to joke. I mean, you don't have the right. If you're not coming from a rich family must come from you. And that means putting in the work. I grew up in the village, I mean it, and today is the best thing that happened to me because I knew very early what it is to work hard, what it is to get up very early, what it is to fight, and today it's just helping me to be getting to where I'm heading to. And I've not even yet started anything. I'm still looking for people, advice. I'm still working along with people that are above me because we keep on learning. You are never enough. And it also made me to understand that with what I've gone through as a woman, if I could reach to this level, this small level I am, then other women can do like me and can do better. Which made me to write the book, The Role of the African Woman, and her contribution in the development of Africa, because women have a lot to give.
Some other day, and you said something quite remarkable there. If you are not from a rich family should come out of you. Now, does it take just determination and hard work to thrive in such a difficult context like ours in Cameroon, or even in other developing countries?
Okay. What I think is that it's not easy anyway. It's not easy anyway. We have a lot of difficulties, but we need to put in the work. We need to work in groups. We need to work in associations, because we have a lot of difficulty as developing countries that we want to emerge alone. No. We need to work in groups, we need to work in associations, and we also need to be collaborating, because we say one hand cannot tie a whole bundle. So we need to work in a group.
Together. If you are not from a rich family should come out of you. That is the take-home message that I'm taking from you today. Thank you very much, Ngwewo Dorian. You're a mechatronics engineer, agropreneur, chief executive officer of Development Africa, and writer. Thank you for your time.
The pleasure is mine. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, for staying with us today, happy Women's Day to all the women in Cameroon, Africa, and the world. Thank you for staying with us. Bye-bye.